Most seniors add sardines to their routine because they hear they are heart-friendly, safe, and packed with nutrients. Yet here is the surprising truth. Many seniors lose nearly half the benefits without realizing it. You've probably felt this too. You pick up a can that looks harmless, open it quickly, and assume it is healthy, no matter how you prepare it. Pause here for a moment. That single choice can change everything. In my clinical practice, I often see seniors who eat sardines for calcium, protein, or circulation support, but they accidentally make small mistakes that weaken those benefits. Some drain out the most nutritious part, others rinse away omega-3s. Many store opened cans incorrectly, which changes flavor and affects quality. Most people never hear this from their doctor. Yet 1 in 3 Americans over 60 struggles with hidden nutritional gaps that these mistakes can make worse. Think about this for a second. A food that should help your heart, bones, and brain may not help at all if you handle it the wrong way. And this is why today matters. I want you to eat sardines in a way that truly supports your health, not quietly reduces it. Because the deeper issues begin long before the first bite. And what comes next surprises most seniors. Unlock sardine benefits safely. Before we explore the mistakes seniors often make with sardines, let's step back and understand why these little fish matter so much. Most people think of sardines as just a cheap pantry item, but for older adults, they deliver several nutrients that become increasingly important with age. Think about this for a moment. Your heart, your bones, your brain, and even your energy levels are deeply influenced by the foods you choose daily, and sardines can support each of those areas when used correctly. But only when used correctly. Stay with me here. In my 20 years of clinical practice, I've seen seniors add sardines because they are simple, affordable, and convenient, yet I also see the same pattern repeating. They underestimate how powerful correct handling can be. A small habit, like draining the can too quickly or choosing the wrong packing liquid, can limit benefits without you ever noticing. Pause here for a second. This is more common than you think. Research shows that nearly 60% of adults over 60 do not meet recommended omega-3 intake, even when they think they are eating enough. And this is exactly why today's video matters. Let me explain this in simple terms. Sardines are tiny fish, but they pack nutrients that aging bodies crave. Omega-3s support circulation and help reduce inflammation. Calcium and vitamin D support bone strength, which becomes critical as fall risk increases with age. Protein helps maintain muscle mass, something that declines steadily after 50 unless you intervene. And B vitamins, selenium, and essential minerals support energy, cognition, and immune health. When eaten properly, sardines provide a balanced mix of these nutrients in a form your body absorbs well. That is the part most seniors never hear from their doctor. Several of my patients have shared similar stories. They pick up sardines because they want an easy, heart-friendly protein, but after a few attempts, they complain about dryness, bitterness, metallic taste, or digestive discomfort. In many of those cases, the problem was not the sardines themselves, it was the preparation or storage. One patient, a retired teacher, rinsed sardines every time because she assumed she was washing away salt. Instead, she was washing away omega-3s. Another patient stored open cans in the refrigerator for a week because he didn't want to waste food. By the time he ate them, important fats had oxidized and flavors had changed. These stories are not unusual, and they reveal why mistakes matter more than most people realize. Most seniors also overlook how sensitive sardines are to air, heat, and improper packing liquids. Many cans contain added sodium, and older adults must be mindful of blood pressure. Many store cans near stoves or sunny windows, not realizing heat reduces quality over time. And some seniors drain away the natural oils that contain nutrients they wanted in the first place. Think about that. The very thing you're trying to get from sardines might be the first thing you throw away. That is why this lesson is so important. Sardines can be a valuable part of a senior's weekly routine, but only if you choose the right type. Store them correctly and avoid small habits that silently reduce their nutritional impact. My goal is to help you bring these benefits back into your body safely and consistently without confusion, frustration, or wasted nutrition. You deserve clear steps that work. You deserve simple guidance, grounded in science, not trends. And now that you understand why sardines matter for aging hearts, bones, and circulation, it's time to look closely at the mistakes that weaken those benefits. Because the real transformation begins in the next part. And what you learn next may completely change how you handle every can. Avoid hidden nutrient losses. When seniors tell me they eat sardines for better heart health, stronger bones, or improved circulation, I always ask a simple question: how exactly are you preparing them? The answer reveals far more than most people expect. You've probably felt this too. You buy a can thinking it is a ready-to-eat superfood, only to discover the taste isn't great, or the texture feels off. And many seniors quietly blame the sardines, but the truth is different. Most of the problems come from three common mistakes that drain away the nutrients you want most. Stay with me here. Let's start with mistake number 1, throwing out the bones. This is one of the most surprising mistakes because it seems harmless. Many seniors grew up avoiding fish bones because they were considered dangerous or annoying. But sardines are different. Their bones are softened by the canning process, becoming completely edible. More important, these bones are loaded with calcium, vitamin D, and essential minerals that aging bodies desperately need. Think about this for a moment. As we age, bone density declines steadily. 1 in 2 American seniors over 60 will experience some form of bone loss, and calcium intake plays a major role in that decline. Yet a single serving of sardines with bones provides about 1/3 of your daily calcium needs. When seniors remove those bones, they remove the very thing they bought the sardines for. Pause here for a second. I once worked with a senior patient named Margaret, a retired nurse. She ate sardines often, but still struggled with low calcium levels. When I asked how she prepared them, she proudly said, "Oh, I pick all the bones out first. I don't want to choke." She didn't realize the bones were already softened and safe. When she began eating the sardines whole, her calcium levels improved within months. Most people never hear this from their doctor, and yet it matters more than they know. Now let's move to mistake number 2, rinsing sardines before eating. This habit usually comes from good intentions. Many seniors try to rinse away salt, oil, or the fishy aroma, but rinsing creates bigger problems. When sardines sit in oil, tomato sauce, or natural juices, nutrients from the meat slowly migrate into that liquid. Omega-3s, vitamin D, and B vitamins become more concentrated over time. When you rinse the sardines, you wash away those nutrients. Think about that. You may be rinsing off the very omega-3s that support your circulation, heart function, and brain health. And let's address a common misunderstanding. Rinsing does not meaningfully reduce sodium content. Sodium is absorbed into the fish during the canning process. Running cold water over the fillets does almost nothing, but it does wash away flavor, soft textures, and important oils. I often tell my patients this simple rule: if you want less salt, buy low-sodium cans. Don't rinse away your nutrition. It's a small adjustment, but it protects the benefits you're trying to get. Here's a quick pattern interrupt. Take a moment and imagine this. You open a can, drain the liquid, rinse the fish, pat them dry, and then eat them. You just removed a meaningful portion of the nutrients you paid for. Once seniors understand this, they stop rinsing immediately. Now let's look at mistake number 3, choosing the wrong packing liquid. This is a mistake that starts in the grocery aisle. Many seniors believe sardines packed in water are healthier because they contain fewer calories. But here's the real story. Sardines packed in water often taste metallic, dry, and less fresh. Water also does not protect omega-3 fats from oxidation. When omega-3s oxidize, they lose nutritional power and develop off flavors over time. Oil, especially olive oil, shields these delicate fats, preserving taste and nutrients. Pause here for a moment. In a study reviewing canned fish quality, products packed in oil maintained better fatty acid stability than those packed in water. This matters because seniors often choose sardines for heart health, and omega-3 stability is key. A more stable fat profile means better support for circulation and lower inflammation. Water-packed sardines may still be nutritious, but they lose flavor and nutrient stability more quickly. I once had a patient named Robert, a retired engineer who loved canned fish. He complained that sardines tasted dry and chalky. When I asked which type he bought, he said, always water-packed. They're healthier, right? When he switched to olive oil-packed options, he was shocked at the difference. He enjoyed them more, ate them more consistently, and actually absorbed more nutrients. Senior health is not just about eating the right foods. It's about making them enjoyable enough that you stick with them. Let's go deeper. Seniors often fear calories, but the small amount of oil in sardine cans is mostly heart-friendly fat. Olive oil provides oleic acid and polyphenols that support healthy aging, reduce inflammation, and protect blood vessels. For seniors managing circulation or blood pressure, these benefits can be meaningful. If calories are a concern, simply eat smaller portions rather than choosing water-packed varieties that compromise taste and nutrient quality. Here is another pattern interrupt. Think about how often you choose convenience at the grocery store. A quick decision based on habit can limit the health benefits you receive for the entire week. Choosing the right sardine type is one of the simplest ways to improve your nutrition without changing anything else in your diet. Before we move on, here is one statistic worth remembering. Studies show that omega-3 intake is strongly linked with reduced cardiovascular risk in older adults, yet nearly 60% of seniors do not get enough. Sardines can close that gap easily, but only when handled properly. These first three mistakes reveal a simple truth. Seniors are not losing sardine benefits because of their bodies. They are losing them because of tiny habits that can be corrected in seconds. If you understand these habits, you reclaim calcium, stabilize omega-3s, protect vitamin D, and improve taste without effort. And that is why the next part matters even more. Because the next mistakes have nothing to do with preparation. They have to do with storage, expiration, and safety. And what comes next can make the difference between a healthy senior meal and a risky one. Store sardines safely, preserve quality. The next mistakes seniors often make with sardines don't happen at the table. They happen long before the can is opened, and these mistakes quietly influence flavor, freshness, and even safety. You've probably experienced this too. You buy a can, place it somewhere in the kitchen, and assume it will last forever. Pause here for a moment. That assumption is one of the biggest reasons seniors unknowingly lose nutrients or experience unpleasant meals. Let's look at the next two mistakes so you can avoid them completely. Let's begin with mistake number 4, ignoring expiration dates and storage rules. Many seniors believe canned foods never expire. That's understandable because canned goods stay stable for years when sealed properly. But long-lasting does not mean indestructible. Sardines, like all canned fish, are sensitive to heat, humidity, and light exposure. And most seniors never think about where they place the cans once they are home. I often ask my patients where they store their sardines. The answers range from above the stove to near the dishwasher to on a warm windowsill. Almost all of those locations reduce quality. Think about this for a moment. Heat speeds up oxidation inside the can. This slowly changes the oils, affects flavor, and weakens omega-3 stability. Humidity can also damage the metal, especially around the seams, and sunlight breaks down nutrients more quickly than most people realize. One study found that exposure to heat and light accelerates nutrient loss in canned foods far earlier than expected. This is why many seniors complain that sardines taste off even when the expiration date hasn't passed. Here's a pattern interrupt. Before you open any can, take 10 seconds to look closely. Are there dents along the seams, rust spots, bulges, tiny leaks? If you see any of these signs, the safest choice is to discard the can. A compromised seal can let bacteria grow inside, even if the expiration date is still far away. Seniors should be especially careful because aging immune systems become less efficient with time, and it's not worth the risk. Now here's the part many people overlook. Not all sardines store equally well. Sardines packed in acidic liquids like tomato sauce or mustard break down faster because the acidity gradually softens the fish and affects the can lining. These varieties should be eaten sooner. Sardines packed in oil have the longest stability because the oil protects the fish from oxidation. I usually recommend seniors rotate their supply, eat acidic varieties first, and keep the oil-packed tins for long-term storage. It's a simple habit, but it protects quality and nutrition. And here is one statistic that seniors should remember. Nearly 1 in 5 cases of foodborne illness in adults over 60 is linked to improper handling or storage of household foods. This doesn't mean sardines are unsafe, it just means you need to follow a few basic guidelines. Store them in a cool, dark cabinet, never near heat sources, never in humid or sunlight-exposed areas, and always check the can before opening. It's simple and it keeps you safe. Now let's move to mistake number 5, pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. Sardines are rich, savory, and full of natural oils. That is part of what makes them nutritious, but it also means they need the right balance on the plate. Many seniors try to mask the taste with heavy sauces, butter, or overly creamy ingredients. Others mix them with sweet glazes or sugary condiments. These pairings overwhelm the natural flavor and make the meal less enjoyable. Stay with me here. Sardines don't need heavy ingredients. They need contrast. Their richness pairs best with bright, fresh, and acidic flavors. Lemon juice, vinegar, tomatoes, capers, pickled vegetables, and fresh herbs all help lighten the richness. These ingredients cut through the oils, making sardines feel vibrant instead of heavy. I once worked with a senior named Harold who wanted to eat more sardines for heart health. But every time he tried them, he felt nauseated afterward. When we talked through how he prepared them, I realized he combined sardines with buttered toast, cheese sauce, and creamy pasta. Those combinations made the meal far richer than his stomach could handle. When he switched to lighter pairings, lemon, fresh tomatoes, and herbs, the nausea disappeared and he began enjoying sardines 3 times a week. Taste matters more than we admit. If you enjoy the flavor, you'll eat them consistently. And that consistency is where benefits grow. Here's another pattern interrupt. Think about textures. Seniors often avoid sardines because the texture feels dense or oily. But pairing sardines with crisp vegetables, crunchy whole grains, or light salads adds contrast that enhances enjoyment. The biggest mistake is trying to cover the sardine flavor. The best choice is to balance it. Let's step back for a second. Why does pairing matter so much? Because sardines are one of the highest natural sources of omega-3s. And omega-3s support heart rhythm, circulation, and cognitive function. A meal that tastes good encourages seniors to repeat it. A heavy, overwhelming meal discourages them. And that affects long-term nutrition. Flavor balance also influences digestibility. Heavy creams and buttery sauces slow digestion, making sardines feel heavy. Simpler pairings support smoother meals with fewer digestive complaints. This matters for seniors who deal with heartburn, reflux, or slower digestion. Here's a useful guideline I share with my patients. If the sardine dish feels heavy, the partner ingredient was wrong. If it feels bright and satisfying, the partner ingredient was right. It's a simple test, but it works every time. Before we close this section, let me highlight one more point. Pairing choices can influence nutrient absorption. Vitamin C from tomatoes or peppers helps your body absorb iron. Fresh herbs contain polyphenols that support circulation. Light oils help your body use fat-soluble vitamins. When seniors pair thoughtfully, they not only feel better, they absorb more nutrition. These 2 mistakes reveal an important truth. Sardines are powerful when treated correctly, but fragile when handled casually. Storage influences safety. Pairing influences enjoyment. And both influence long-term health. Because the next mistakes involve something seniors rarely think about: what happens after the can is opened. And the next part shows why the clock starts ticking the moment the lid is lifted. After opening, time matters most. Most seniors feel confident once the can is opened. They believe the hard part is over. But this is where some of the biggest mistakes happen. You've probably done this too. You enjoy part of the can, place the rest in the refrigerator, and return to it days later. Pause here for a moment. The moment the lid lifts, sardines become extremely vulnerable to air exposure, oxidation, and bacterial growth. And this can make the difference between a nutritious senior meal and a disappointing one. Let's explore the next two mistakes so you can avoid them with confidence. Let's start with mistake number 6, letting open cans sit too long. Many seniors underestimate how quickly the quality of sardines declines once the can is opened. In the sealed state, sardines can remain stable for years, but once exposed to air, something changes immediately. The natural oils begin to oxidize. This affects both flavor and the integrity of omega-3 fats. The smell grows stronger, the texture softens, and the overall nutritional profile declines faster than most people realize. Think about this for a moment. Omega-3 fats are one of the key reasons seniors eat sardines. They support circulation, reduce inflammation, and promote brain health. But omega-3 fats are also delicate. They oxidize quickly when exposed to air. The longer the opened can sits, the more nutritional value fades. If you've ever tasted sardines that seemed unusually strong or sour, oxidation was the likely reason. Here's a pattern interrupt. Once you open the can, you cannot reseal it and treat it like fresh food. The metal reacts with air and moisture. This can create off flavors and sometimes a metallic taste. Seniors often think the sardines went bad, but in truth, the storage method was the problem. The solution is simple. Transfer the leftover sardines into a clean, airtight glass or plastic container immediately. This one habit protects your taste, your nutrition, and your safety. How long do opened sardines last? Sardines in water should be eaten within 24 hours. Sardines in oil can last 2-3 days in the refrigerator. Sardines in tomato sauce may last up to 4 days. Regardless of type, there is one universal rule. After 7 days, all opened sardines should be thrown away. This protects seniors from digestive issues, foodborne illness, or unwanted inflammation. Older adults have more sensitive digestive systems and lower stomach acid levels. This means spoiled foods affect them more quickly and more severely than younger individuals. Here's an important statistic. Adults over 60 account for nearly half of all hospitalizations related to foodborne illness in the United States. This doesn't mean sardines are unsafe. It simply means seniors must follow proper storage rules. A few seconds of care can prevent days of discomfort. Let's move to the next overlooked issue. Many seniors place the airtight container in a random spot in the refrigerator. But placement matters. Store sardines on a lower shelf where temperatures stay colder and more stable. Avoid keeping them near the refrigerator door where temperature fluctuates. These simple adjustments help preserve texture and nutrients. Now let's explore mistake number 7, overcooking sardines or using high heat incorrectly. This mistake comes from a good intention. Seniors want hot meals or they think heating improves flavor. But sardines are already fully cooked in the can. Increasing heat can break the delicate meat apart, dry the fillets, release strong aromas, and damage important oils. Many seniors tell me they gently warm up sardines on the stove, only to end up with mushy, gray fish that no longer tastes appealing. Stay with me here. Sardines are fragile. Their oils, moisture content, and soft bones make them sensitive to heat. Overcooking destroys the texture and removes the enjoyable richness. The result is a meal you won't want to repeat. And for seniors, consistency is everything. If the food doesn't taste good, it won't become a habit. Here's another pattern interrupt. If you want warm sardines, keep heat extremely gentle. A simple method is to place the unopened can in a bowl of hot water for a few minutes. This warms the fish gradually, without altering taste or nutrition. It also avoids unnecessary oxidation or texture breakdown. If you prefer crispiness, broil sardines on a sheet pan for 2 to 3 minutes, no longer. The short burst of heat adds texture without overcooking. Some seniors enjoy sardines as a topping. In that case, add them at the end of cooking, never at the beginning. This prevents them from turning into paste. Why does overcooking matter for senior health? Because heating damages omega-3s. Studies show that prolonged high heat reduces omega-3 content significantly. Seniors who rely on sardines for heart and circulation support lose part of the benefit if they overcook them. Gentle heat preserves structure, taste, and nutritional power. Let me share an example. A senior patient named Ellen told me she stopped eating sardines because they tasted metallic and mushy. After discussing her routine, I discovered she heated sardines in a skillet for several minutes until they were almost falling apart. When she switched to a gentle warm water method, her enjoyment returned and sardines became a weekly staple again. Sometimes the smallest shift changes everything. Here's one more helpful tip. Avoid microwaving sardines. Microwaves heat unevenly, leading to hot spots that break down oils and cold spots that feel unappetizing. They also intensify aroma, which makes the meal less pleasant for many seniors. If you need warmth, choose gentle heat methods instead. Before we close this section, let's connect everything. Mistake 6 is about time and exposure. Mistake 7 is about heat and handling. Both influence nutrient quality, both influence flavor, both influence safety, and seniors deserve meals that support their health, not meals that quietly weaken it. These two mistakes also reveal an important theme. Sardines reward careful handling. A few mindful steps protect their benefits. And with simple adjustments, seniors can enjoy sardines safely and comfortably. In the next section, we'll cover risks that seniors must pay special attention to, including sodium, gout, kidney concerns, and when sardines should be eaten more cautiously. This final part surprises many seniors, and the guidance can make your routine much safer and more effective. When sardines need extra caution. Now that you understand how to store, prepare, and handle sardines safely, there is one more essential topic for seniors. Sardines are incredibly nutritious, but they are not the perfect choice for everyone. You've probably wondered this at some point. Are sardines safe for someone with my health issues? It's a good question, and the answer depends on a few important factors. Stay with me here. Let's begin with sodium sensitivity and high blood pressure. Many seniors underestimate how much sodium hides in canned foods. Even healthier varieties contain natural brine or oil that includes salt. For seniors managing blood pressure, this can matter. High sodium intake can increase fluid retention and place extra stress on the heart. If you have hypertension or rely on medication to control blood pressure, choosing low-sodium sardines is the safest path. Think about your own meals for a moment. If the rest of your diet includes salted foods, the sodium from sardines can stack up quickly without you noticing. Here's a pattern interrupt. Don't rinse sardines to remove salt. It doesn't work. The sodium is already inside the fish. Always choose a low-sodium can instead. A small decision like this protects your heart while still letting you enjoy every nutrient in the sardines. Now let's look at gout and high uric acid. Sardines are rich in purines, the natural compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. For most seniors, this is not a problem. But if you have gout or a past history of gout attacks, sardines may trigger symptoms. In my clinical practice, I've seen seniors make the mistake of eating sardines daily because they hear they are healthy, only to experience joint pain days later. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy sardines, it simply means moderation. Once or twice a week is safer, and always balance your meals with hydration and medical guidance. Here's another important group: seniors with kidney concerns. The kidneys help regulate minerals, fluids, and waste products in the body. When kidney function is reduced, purines and sodium become harder to process. Seniors with kidney disease or borderline kidney function should talk with their doctor before adding sardines frequently. This isn't about fear, it's about balance. Omega-3s can support kidney health, but purines and sodium need to be monitored. Pause here for a moment. 1 in 7 American adults has kidney disease, and many do not know it. This is why understanding your own kidney health is important before increasing high purine foods. Next, let's talk about digestive sensitivity. Some seniors notice mild digestive discomfort after eating sardines, especially if they're paired with heavy sauces or eaten too quickly. This usually isn't a sign of intolerance. It's often a sign of pairing mistakes, which we covered earlier. But for seniors with acid reflux, gallbladder issues, or slower digestion, start with small portions. Allow your body to adjust. Sardines are rich foods and your digestive system may need time to adapt. Now let's address allergies, although they are rare. True sardine allergies are uncommon, but they do exist. Signs include stomach pain, nausea, itching around the mouth, or unusual swelling after eating. Seniors with known fish allergies should avoid sardines unless cleared by a doctor. Never assume that a mild reaction is normal. Seniors' immune responses change with age, and new sensitivities can appear even late in life. Here's a useful reassurance. For most seniors, sardines are not only safe, they are deeply beneficial. Omega-3 synthesis support heart function. Calcium and vitamin D support bone strength. Protein supports muscles. Selenium supports immune health. These benefits matter more and more with age, and when seniors handle sardines correctly, these nutrients remain intact. Let me share one statistic that always surprises my patients. Older adults who consume omega-3 rich foods 2 to 4 times per week have a significantly lower risk of cardiovascular events compared to those who rarely eat them. This doesn't mean sardines are a cure. It means they are one piece of a heart-mart routine, and that routine becomes more important as the years go by. Before we move to our final section, remember this: sardines are powerful, but they must fit your personal health picture. Talk with your doctor if you have gout, kidney concerns, or strict sodium limits. Start with small portions, choose high-quality cans, and listen to your body's response. With the right approach, sardines can be a reliable, safe, and consistent part of your weekly routine. And now that you understand who should be cautious, let's bring all of this together. The final section explains how seniors can use sardines confidently, safely, and enjoyably every single week. Simple steps, stronger senior health. You've now seen how small habits can change the benefits sardines bring to your body. Think about what we covered today: choosing the right can, storing it safely, avoiding nutrient loss, and using gentle preparation all help protect your heart, bones, and circulation. Most seniors never hear these details from their doctor, yet they matter every single week. What I want you to remember is simple: sardines are powerful, affordable, and safe when handled with care. You don't need complicated recipes or strict routines. You just need the right steps. Use these tips, listen to your body, and enjoy sardines in a way that truly supports your health.